Jay.
We're your hostesses with the mostesses.
Your favorite living gal pals.
Miss Avocado.
And Wanda Gag.
And joining us today is the one and only from the House of the Divine, Myster'eo Casadine.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am so fabulous. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
thank you for
joining us.
Of course.
Period. So, just kicking it off, what are your pronouns? Drag.
I go by he, him.
Period.
Yep. But if, someone says anything else, I won't argue.
Yes,
Okay.
And so we were wondering this before the interview. Do you identify as a drag king or a male entertainer? And what is the distinction? Do you?
All of them. I'm glad
Period.
you asked me that. First of all, when people ask me that question, it depends on who I'm talking to.
Right.
If you're into drag, like y'all,
Mm-hmm.
I would say king because you just, you know what that comes with.
Well, and you give drag, you give glamour.
And that's what I definitely try to do. I started off trying to be more androgynous.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I grew, I tried to lean more towards a masculine character just because partly I feel like there's a lot of that missing.
Oh, I agree.
Right?
Real.
Having said that, I didn't want to categorize myself.
Mm-hmm.
So for a long time I let other people tell me what they thought I was.
Sure.
Okay.
You didn't want to limit yourself, kind of.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if you're someone who's never heard of drag or never seen a show or never ever heard of RuPaul,
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
I would say I'm a male entertainer, and
That makes
that's about
sense.
as far. But when you say that, people usually assume like a stripper.
Ah!
I mean, in some male entertainers,
Somebody a little more scantily clad. Real.
But I like to say drag because when I talk to a professional
Mm-hmm.
and I say drag, I know what your first thought is going to be. It doesn't matter if it's boy or girl.
Yeah.
It's drag. I try to do makeup. I'm getting better. I try to do makeup. I try to do extravagant outfits and things like that. But yeah, I try to bring the glam. So.
I think you have the benefit of living in both worlds too, because little background. The one of my favorite times of you performing is you doing the Mario drag brunch. Was it
was
Mario
Party.
Mario Party drag brunch? You as Petey Piranha.
Oh my goodness.
Pictured here, hopefully, if we can find it.
Oh my goodness.
That was it. I love
Thank
that.
you.
That was drag, baby.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was drag.
That one is actually one of my favorite looks. That was hell to get ready.
I believe
believe
that.
that.
It was a whole bunch of things that I brought together to make that look. So it was like,
You had the tube, you had the arms coming out first, lip syncing your song before you were, and then you had your head come out as the main head, and I was like, ah! I lived so
definitely
much.
wanted to make it gag worthy.
Oh,
Absolutely, it was.
seriously. So, but yeah, thanks for that. That's actually one
You're
of
welcome.
my favorite looks. I don't wear it a lot because I want it to be a surprise every time.
Oh, of course.
As it
you
should
know,
be.
I don't want people to get used to me doing it. So
Right.
I haven't done it since, but
I don't blame you. It fits into the Mario Party drag brunch, and then what else does it fit into? I don't know.
depending on where I'm going to be, like I normally work for brunch.
Right,
and
right.
We normally have a theme.
Yeah.
Like
Real.
I can be totally honest. It's been a while since I really did a brunch where I was able to just do whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So when I do get the chance to perform, I usually bring at least one from brunch.
Yeah, no, that makes
Real,
sense.
real.
But I like to do the campy stuff. I like to do the crazy stuff. I
As
like
you should.
to,
You're good at it.
Yeah, I always try to do one dramatic performance wherever I perform. Like if I'm at the 90s, like I was just there on Friday. I was there on Friday. Yeah, I had to fill in. I was there on Friday, and I did Jafar first.
Period.
Yeah,
Which show was that?
Ladies of La Femme, right?
Yep.
La Femme.
Yeah,
Period.
La Femme,
Period.
yep.
Period.
And I did Jafar, and that seems to go over well. But Jafar is one I do a lot.
Well, especially at the 90s, like those 18 to 21-year-olds are
Oh,
just
they-
like,
I'm
oh my
sure
god,
they're-
my
okay, right,
childhood,
yeah,
my
I'm sure they
childhood. Yeah.
lived.
Right, the teeny boppers.
Teeny
Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What I have to ask, what's your favorite brunch theme that you've ever done?
Okay, well, I guess Mario Party would be my favorite.
Okay.
Because I am a gamer
It was so fucking fun.
All the way down to the ground.
Well, everybody that was in that show looked like they were having so much fun.
Oh my goodness, it was fun. And then the cast that day, we were all goofballs. We were
absolutely
acting up behind the scenes.
You had Irene there.
Oh my goodness, Irene is so hilarious.
Yeah,
she is.
Hilarious.
She's a stupid bitch.
Oh my goodness,
affectionate.
Or like Aranya and Carino and Priscilla. I mean, what a cast.
Those girls. That's the usual gang. Yeah, I think Mario Party would be my favorite just because of the theme.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've seen some really great ones just working for Flip Phone and not actually being in show. But honestly, yeah, I think it would have to be Mario Party. Otherwise, Prince Brunch.
Ooh, yeah.
It's the people that come. I think Prince Brunch is one of the ones where everyone's in purple or Prince inspired or...
It's Minneapolis, baby.
True.
That's the spirit of Minneapolis.
True.
It's honestly Prince.
I try not to think that all the time, but yeah. I feel like those...
He said in a purple blazer.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
Oh, he came ready. Ready.
But yeah, Prince Brunch only because the people that come to that they always show up. They're always extra. It's always everything. It's like the biggest party. So
real.
Well, not so much on drag, but like you said, you're a gamer. What are some of your favorite games right now?
What are your go-tos?
Okay, what I'm playing probably right now. I'm super duper deep into Tears of the Kingdom.
There it is.
Yeah.
yes.
I'm actually finishing up a bunch of side missions right now before I go to the castle and...
Me the fuck too.
Okay.
I will not finish the final boss because once I finish the final boss, I lose interest. It's over.
I don't even want to see him yet. I don't want to know what's going on yet. I was like, Lord, let me do all my side missions, get as strong as possible.
Let me get the great fairies. Let me get all the lifting up the sign missions.
All of that. Oh my goodness, addictive. No, the little guy. I lost my friend. I'm too tired to move though. Oh,
all right, let me strap a rocket to you, and we'll see if you find him.
Hilarious. Okay, Tears of the Kingdom. Super deep into.
Yes.
I haven't been playing because I've been working on a lot of dragon stuff, and I feel like you have to be ready and you have to relax to play it. Fortnite.
No, you do.
You play Fortnite.
Yeah,
I am a Fortnite.
Yeah,
but only 0 build.
Okay. What does that mean?
So on Fortnite, you can build around you as you go. You can make a house as we're moving. Like, if you play it, you'll see people who build stairways to heaven, just like it's a thing.
I've seen that.
Okay, so I am not good at building at all, but I'm good at shooting people. So when I play Fortnite and I meet new people who are like, oh, you want to play Fortnite? And then we'll get together and play, and it's like, oh, you're playing builds. And it's like, oh, you don't play builds? No, we're probably going to die because I can't build. I can't do it.
Oh, no.
I can't do it. But 0 builds is fun because you're not distracted by doing it.
Yeah.
Just
right.
Around.
Then it's just kind of the true nature of the game. You're a shooter. You're a strategist.
I feel like, I feel like it puts everyone on even playing grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you've never played before, it's pretty easy to get in there and do that.
I was going to say the one time that I played Fortnite, I was like, I don't know. I just like went to the quick play thing, and I was just like, all right, let's get into this. And I found a nice gun, and I found some nice armor, and I found like one of those battery things. And I was like, all right, I think I'm set. And then I walked out there, and I found somebody, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna shoot you now. And then he was like, yeah, I'm Pussy Beach. Up into the sky, and then his friend who was behind me went, and I was dead. The end.
It's so difficult.
Yeah. And so I stuck to Overwatch.
Oh, I actually have not played Overwatch.
That's okay. It's frustrating as hell as well. But like in a different way. Mostly because people will call you shit simply because they killed you.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, I was a support. My job was not killing people.
If you had to turn a video game into a drag brunch, which game would it be?
Yeah. Oh, good question.
Okay, well, right now it would be Legends of Zelda.
Oh
but
my God.
Yes.
Pause.
I would eat that shit up.
I have actually. I've joked with Sasha about this. Dead by Daylight brunch.
Ooh.
You can be indie. There's so many monster survivors to choose from.
True.
And if you play the game, it doesn't matter who you choose. You can slay that.
I feel like that shit is so popular too that like people would show up.
Oh yeah, a Halloween brunch of that.
That's my other game, by the way. way.
Ooh.
Is Dead by Daylight. I do play Dead by Daylight. Again,
Do you prefer to be monster or?
Actually, I'm a survivor main. I like to survive.
Oh.
I will play with monsters. I play with monsters whenever a new one comes out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I get so frustrated. I feel like before I die as a survivor, I can get more done. That's what I feel like. As opposed to playing as the monster, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, you're just chasing around.
A hit here, a hit there, and then it's like, oh, they all escaped, and it's like, I can't.
All right. Yeah.
I am a sore loser, darling.
I do not blame you.
Not to put you on the spot, which monster would you be, and do you have a song already that you are
for
thinking
brunch?
Of? Yeah, for brunch.
If we could do Dead by Daylight brunch, who would I be?
Yeah.
Okay, so just off the top of my head, the quickest and easiest thing I think I would be able to do would be Pinhead. Because he's on there now.
Easy.
So easy.
Yes, that'd be
know
fun.
What I mean?
That'd be fun.
Throw that right together.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really wanted to do it, I think people would expect me to do the Doctor, which would be fun. Especially if I could make a prop that lights up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That'd be cool.
If I wanted to slay and figure out how to slay it, I would actually try to do the nurse. With the mask, and you know what I'm saying? Have you?
I don't think I've seen the nurse yet.
Okay, well
I've
the
only
nurse.
seen like the beginning ones. Go on.
Got you. Well, the nurse is one of the original ones.
Oh, okay.
And she's just really difficult to use. Like she can teleport basically.
Oh.
To you, but it's difficult because it's called her last breath.
Oh, okay.
So she uses her last breath to teleport to you, and so if you miss, it's a cooldown, and so it makes it difficult, but. The game itself has a lot of outfits for sale for the different characters. Mm-hmm. The nurse actually has some of the coolest looks on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up later because that sounds
Dead
fun.
by Daylight. Yeah.
I was we may have to play that.
That's how
House of Fruit Dead by Daylight.
Oh God.
Ooh, yeah.
Casadine House of Fruit crossover Dead by Daylight. I do see.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it here first.
If you did the nurse or one of those characters, you have like a song that you would. Can you think of one off the top of your head?
A Pinhead. I do emo all the time, so I would choose anything.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm Not Okay, or probably Welcome to the Black Parade.
Yes!
Perfect.
Please note that all numbers mentioned in this episode are copyrighted.
And you may not
From
pick
this
them.
moment, we will know when you steal shit. Thank you. And
Hilarious, right?
no, that would be so PussyCon. Period.
Yeah, Welcome to Black Parade as Pinhead. That would be fun.
Excuse me, King language. That would be Dickie Cock. We've been.
I don't know if Hunky said that one to you yet.
But we were like,
of course.
we're like, we can't say pussy cunt to you because that's not the same vibe. We have to say Dickie Cock. That's giving penis. That's giving testicle, prostate, even.
Jesus
We're gonna
Christ.
work on that. Dickie Cock just sounds like somebody I went to high school.
Yeah, true.
What is your performance background, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Do you have one, or did you just? How did you get to drag?
An egg fell from the stars.
Okay.
And it opened, and there was a flower.
Mm.
And from that flower, a bee flew. No, let me stop.
I don't know if that's how biology works, but yes, I live.
No. I was always a theater kid.
Mm-hmm.
As I got older, I wanted to go into acting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was doing that for a titch.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started to go out and, become an adult,
Yeah.
I started to see the queens. I started seeing drag queens.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually met a guy who turned out to be a male performer.
Oh.
So I was seeing drag with him. I was going around with him to his shows and stuff. And
Period.
he was small time, but, I was meeting drag queens. So I started to see drag for the first time.
Fun.
Who was he?
Oh.
Or do you not remember? That's fine. Or is he not doing drag?
I won't really talk about him.
No, that's fair.
He's from a long time ago.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, there's nobody in here. I really got back into performing through the ballroom scene.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I went into ballroom and I was doing a bunch of stuff. Not even just competing, but like a bunch of stuff. I fell in with a group of kids who were deep in the ballroom scene, and they pretty much taught me how to do drag from that point.
Oh,
Period.
word.
Yep.
Like in Minneapolis or where at?
No, actually, I grew up in North Carolina. I went to high school in Charlotte. Yeah.
Word.
Oh, word. Okay.
So I kind of came out there and grew up there, and
When did you move to Minneapolis?
because I'm from here originally, so I
Yeah.
just went to high school down there. I came back in my 20s, like right after my second year of college.
Okay.
It was like 22, 23.
Nice.
Thereabouts.
Because I waited a long time, actually. actually go to college. So
That's okay, as you should, because college is a fucking big financial decision.
oh my goodness,
Mostly.
yeah.
So, have you been doing ballrooms since? Like, have you, now that the scene is kind of developed?
I was going to say, Minneapolis
So-
has developed a wonderful ballroom
Minneapolis
scene.
has developed. There are I know some really fabulous people who have definitely made it their mission and their goal to bring ballroom back to Minneapolis, and they are absolutely fabulous. Hey, Raven.
I was like, the House of
Hey,
Ninja. Raven Ninja.
The Ninjas, the Escadas. There are quite a few houses here now.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Weeklies. There are too many people to name right now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay.
No, everyone, a lot of people are really...
You've
But-
highlighted some stars.
You know who you are. Without you, there'd be no ballroom in Minneapolis right now. Period.
Period.
Just period. And things might be rough now, but it's definitely getting there.
Yeah.
And Minneapolis, I think, is an entertainment hub in this part of the country.
I think it is.
Totally agree.
Ballroom, I think, is definitely going to be a draw for people. I don't remember, but
no,
yeah, it is. There is
The
one
ballroom
soon.
scene is flourishing here,
There's one soon,
which is lovely.
Yeah, and it actually really sucks because I love ballroom. Even if I don't compete anymore, I really do love it. People don't realize I love it. But recently, I haven't been able to participate and go out and do different stuff because of my job and different reasons and things like that. So,
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
Recently.
I was just, we still have not made it to a ball because every time there's one happening, something is on
You
our
gotta
calendar.
work, something on the calendar.
Yeah,
it's and being performers that comes along with it.
It does.
Yep.
Having a busy schedule, just
Yep.
like weekends are booked.
Mm-hmm.
Weeknights are either for resting or for working.
Yeah.
Costumes, getting your shit ready, like
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
You
So,
said the next one, we have a wedding in Duluth that we had planned 6 months ago. Otherwise, we'd be there.
I love these friends dearly. And also, I would very much like to go to a ball. That sounds so fun. Which
we should plan it and all go.
I absolutely agree.
Just get all the way up and go. Like
I'm
seriously.
so down.
Heck yeah.
Like
How do you-
if we went in drag, would that be?
would that detract from the experience?
No.
Okay, cool. We just want to be present,
No.
but
Yeah.
also
I was like, I have no
serve
intention
a
of walking
little.
yet, but like,
we're not trying to walk. We're just trying to serve a little.
It's definitely, if you go to a ball
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even walk and you have people be like, bitch, you're slaying, that's a statement.
okay,
Period.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I do know a lot of the balls have been or will be having drag categories.
oh work.
So
work.
I just think that's smart because there's so many. We have a really huge drag
A
community
huge
here
drag
too.
community, yeah.
With so much talent in this scene in
Yes.
general.
So much. So much.
What categories did you walk when you were performing
Oh my
regularly?
goodness! Back when I was a young chicken, back when I was just a chicken nugget. I originally did Vogue Femme.
Okay.
Originally, way back in the day, I used to do it the full 360s. I used to be able to tumble and do all that.
Okay.
I don't anymore.
That's fair.
I still move my body and twist and contort, but I do it differently now.
I was like, you still have the flexibility.
I mean,
bitch.
I can do it. I don't have the control. I don't have the finesse anymore.
Okay.
I do know I need practice. And again, some of those kids that be throwing the balls out here, they be always trying to get me to come out and practice. And that's all I'm saying. Just the scheduling and everything. They do. They always like, well, come on out. So I just got to get out there and do it.
That's
but
fair.
if you're asking, I actually like to commentate. Something I don't have to do.
Ooh.
I don't have to be too physical. It can be funny. It can be whatever I want.
Well, you've got experience in it, so we'd love to hear your opinions on it.
Okay. On commentating for the ballroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never, did a really huge major function. I've been at plenty of functions where I did little bits here, did little that, but I've never actually hosted one or commentated for a whole full ball. So
Period.
that takes me out of that.
No, that's fair.
Having said that, I play around. I like to make music and do all that other stuff. So I do play around. I do chant and do all that stuff.
Work.
If I do get serious again and get back into ballroom, it'll probably be for that and like runway stuff, like
Love that.
best dressed. And
Oh yeah.
Work.
I was gonna say, I think I'm not so much. If I wanted to, I would probably be going for some of the categories where it's like, best dressed or things like that. I was like, I don't have the movement
She's
to
a
do
little
any of
girly.
those. But I was like, I would like to put together a look and walk. That sounds really fun.
It'd be sickening.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can see you doing Bizarre.
Wait,
Bizarre
tell me more
Bizarre?
about Bizarre.
Bizarre is exactly how it sounds. It's a fashion category,
Mm-hmm.
but the weirder, the wilder, the better. And it's
I
like
love
it
that.
can be glam,
Mhm.
but it should just be over the top.
Okay.
A lot of times, Bazaar doesn't even make sense, but then for some people, that's what makes it great.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Into that.
Right.
Period.
But Bazaar is fun because you literally like you don't have a standard. You can literally do whatever you want. Like if we go to a ball and we're walking best dress, there's a theme. The theme is black.
Yeah.
Rock star. We have to come and be all black as a rock star, and it has to be
Okay.
believable to the judges.
Yes.
As opposed to Bazaar, they can say, come as a rock star, and then it's up to you what that is.
Okay. I'm
You
really
can
into
literally
that.
come out as a rock and a star.
Yes.
And be like, bitch, this side is a star, this side is
This
a
is a
rock. What do you want? That's Bizarre. You know what I
love
mean?
that.
Yeah.
And if it's sickening, like if you would wear it, then you win.
Okay.
So,
I was like, I think my favorite thing about ballroom is the creativity of the categories and just like, because I think that artistry is best, what's the word? Titrated, I don't know, focused through categories and specificity, because like, if you just have like vague categories, whatever, then people are like, I don't know what to do. But like if you have like a specific venue, if you have a specific alleyway, like you're like black rock star.
Yeah,
period.
no.
Work through it. I know, I'm just bringing it back. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that's a really fun category, and I'd like to do that.
yes,
Yeah.
I think both of you would slay Bizarre. I
Okay.
think so. I truly believe it.
Is that happening
Thank
every
you for
ball,
calling us
or-
No,
Bizarre.
I don't know.
Move on.
No, so the ball categories are usually they're predetermined usually.
Yeah.
From what I can remember, usually people who are throwing them, if a house is throwing a ball, they're gonna choose whatever categories
Okay.
they like. Like if you're in a house that has a lot of voguers, more than likely your ball is gonna have a lot of voguing categories.
Okay.
Right.
As
It
opposed
depends on
to,
who's hosting it.
Right, exactly.
Period.
But a good ball has everything. It's a little bit of everything. It's not just Vogue Femme. It's the Vogue Femmes, the Twisters, the runway categories. American. There's so many categories. Here, I feel like it's a good thing and a bad thing. I feel like the balls here don't always have too many categories.
It does feel like only 3 or 4 categories from the posters I've seen.
But then at the same time, I don't think we really still have an actual big enough community of people to do.
That
It's
many
growing.
categories.
It's very much growing.
It's
right now.
growing. Like we have 1,001 spectators. We
Yeah.
can hack a ball.
Oh,
but
people
do
want
we-
to see it.
Do
Period.
we have people who are ready to walk?
Yeah.
around? And that is actually an issue I think that happens here because the ball is meant to be fun. Period.
Yeah.
If you go to a ball, you're supposed to be having fun. If people aren't having fun and they put too much into it, you get what I'm saying? Having said that, it is a competition, and it sucks when people come, and it's not like a virgin category, but when people come out to a ball, especially like a bigger ball where there's good cash prizes and things like that, when people come out and don't know what they're doing, it's just like, oh, this looks cool, let me get out there and do it.
Right.
It's like you haven't watched a video, you haven't practiced, you haven't sat down and watched the ball from beginning to
studied.
end. Exactly.
Yes.
And it's like I've seen people who never walked the ball, never seen it before in their life, go out and slay.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've been there when you see that happen.
There are scholars.
Listen,
Yes.
some people just have the natural talent, but I feel like a lot of people look at it more of a show and not a competition.
Yeah.
So they think they can just get up and do it and do whatever, and then, when you ultimately get chopped, they have issues or don't understand what happened. And it's like, well, if you don't understand why you got chopped, then you probably shouldn't have walked.
I
the
fully
category.
agree.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember seeing one diva. I watch a lot of Vogue TikTok, which does not mean a whole lot, but I do see a lot of like
Honey,
I
Balenciaga.
see
No,
a lot
I'm
of
just
chips.
kidding.
I see a lot of chops is what I see.
Yeah.
And it's like people that like, do like the whole splits up the wall and they look at the judges and that's
Yes.
all they do. They're in the Vogue category, just Vogue Femme category, and then they just like death drop to the ground and then the person's like, chop. You didn't Vogue at all. You just did a split against a wall and then you did a dip.
Yeah.
You did a high dip and that's it. That was the end of the thing.
Again, you can go to one house's ball and that will slay and chop everybody. You can go to a different house's ball and they're going to be like, you're chopped.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It depends on who's throwing the ball. It depends on who you're battling.
Yeah.
Because, a split to a death drop, if you're Booger and I just do that, then no matter what, I don't have to really vogue hard if I know what I'm doing, if I know how to make it look like I'm doing something to the judges.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
If you know what the judges are looking for.
If you know what the judges are looking for.
So, at least here in Minneapolis, I know there's a few different spaces that the balls are hosted. Are those almost like territory of the different drag houses currently? Because how do you know who's hosting?
Because Lush hosts the ball sometimes. I know Saloonist hosts the ball sometimes.
All the houses in Minneapolis need to work on their advertisements.
Sure.
It's not that they don't do it. It's just...
Yeah.
I feel like certain channels don't pick up the ballroom advertisement, so you may not always see it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the other thing. I don't hear about them until the week of, and then I'm like, well, I would have loved them gone.
I'm friends. I'm friends with a lot of people in the ballroom
And
community
divas
here.
have schedules.
like. As a matter of fact, I'm late right now.
I would love to go.
I don't even have time to talk about it right now. But advertisements. I just think for it to grow from where it is now, they just need better advertisement. Having said that, there's been some fabulous balls that's been happening. You asked whether they were like territorial, like, do you think the Escadas only have balls at the saloon?
Yeah, I guess
ninjas are only at the 90s.
I suppose, that is the
question.
Honestly, that's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't noticed that. I think, for the most part, in the ballroom community, all in general, you try to get in where you fit in. If you can pack 200, 300 people somewhere for $5 an hour, then let's do that.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Bitches stand to the side. Don't interrupt. That's a part of the culture.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If we go and shut down Nicollet Mall right now, you know what I mean? Stay the fuck off the runway. Don't bump the runway. We're all here together. We're all here to have a good time, so we should also be policing each other.
True.
Yes. Hey, girl, you're drunk. Take a step back.
Right.
Real.
Thank you.
Real.
You're disrespecting right now.
And Mama, that's drag too. Period.
True. Very true.
Which I think we have to take a brief break right now for our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
This episode of the Drag Me With a Spoon podcast is sponsored by Gagworthy Designs. Hi Gag, it's your girl Miss Wanda Gag, and Miss Ma'am, did you hear she's selling costumes now? She's taking orders and serving looks. He gets a costume, she gets a costume, they get a costume, everybody's getting costumes! Commissions are now open, so message us on Instagram at Gagworthy Designs or on our website www.dragmewithaspoon.com/Gagworthy Designs. Alright, bye Gags! Now back to your featured content.
It's spooky season, and Drag Me With a Spoon has all of the shows this Halloween. On Sunday, October 15th, we will be at Arbiter Brewing for a brand new show, Dreadful Divas, followed by Drag Bingo at Lost Fox on Tuesday, October 24th. And on Saturday, October 28th, we're back with our open stage Drag About It, happening at the Wine Cafe Bar in Mankato. And this time, category is Halloween Drag. So dust off the old spooky drag and come compete for a cash prize and a future booking. And to round it all out, we will be having a Halloween brunch at the 507 on Sunday, October 29th. All ticket links can be found on our Instagram and Facebook. See you there. Now back to the interview. Ooh.
There we are, and we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Wow, I love our sponsors. Anyways,
I think we were talking about the ballroom a little bit.
We were talking about ballroom a little bit.
We were talking about people coming out and enjoying, but not getting in the way. And to learn more before you just go out and be like, oh, I'm in the ballroom.
Real. You know? I do have a question. Okay, so do you have to be in a house to excel in ballroom?
Absolutely not. Some of the world's greatest ballroom performers are 007s.
Really?
Were in a fabulous house and got kicked out and went to win.
Went rogue. Yes. Just served.
There's plenty of $1,000 bitches out there that are 007s. Yes, indeed.
Do you have any names? Like, do you have any examples?
I don't. Again,
that's A-okay.
Okay, we're just that's putting it.
I'm just spot, like, but. Yeah.
I'm not gonna name drop, but yeah, back in the day, I knew plenty of people, and honestly, if we're being honest, part of the experience is going out there doing all you can as a 007, and then the house will ask for you.
Yeah.
You know, that's really how you do it.
Serve, and then you will be served.
Exactly. But the baddest bitches stay 007s. And don't join. I've seen people be asked by some of the biggest house mothers in the country, and they'll be like, no thanks. I'm okay. And it's like, ooh, why would you not want to walk for that?
That's bad bitch energy.
Yeah.
That's bad bitch energy.
But it happens. It does happen. You don't ever have to join a house in order to be a part of the ballroom scene. But joining a house, at least for the first time, definitely helps you. That's where you learn.
It does boost you.
Yeah. And it's just much like a practice and learn a lot.
It's much like a drag house. You join a community. And
exactly right.
And help each other out.
The point of joining a house is not just to go out and walk and compete. It's to learn. It's to grow. It's to teach others.
From experienced people.
Exactly right.
Yep.
I love that.
Which actually kind of pivoting from ballroom to drag. So you are part of the legendary House of Casadine.
Yes.
Legendary.
How did that come to be?
Divine.
How did that come to be for you?
For me?
Yeah, how'd you become part of the House of
How did I become a Casadine?
Yeah.
Well, the original story, I'll put it like this. Sasha was a daughter of Tanisha Casadine.
Yes.
And this was before Sasha even really took on Casadine professionally. She was always a Casadine, but she never used it on the show.
Right.
So shortly after I met her, she changed her name to Casadine, and I actually ended up backup dancing for Sasha. That's how I met Sasha.
Okay.
So I went to Genevieve, introduced us.
Oh,
because they were looking for dancers. Genevieve Ramona Love. Yep.
Period.
They were looking for dancers, and Genevieve was choreographing for Sasha. She was doing a talent for Continental.
Continental.
Pageant. She's a pageant girl.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was right after I had just moved back from North Carolina. This was when I first came back to Minneapolis. Yeah. I had to have been 22, 23.
So just a couple years ago.
Just a couple. Yesterday.
Yeah.
So I backup danced with her, and when we went to nationals, I met her drag mom, Tanisha Casadine.
Okay.
And she was fabulous. We were talking about how when you first meet a drag queen, you don't know anything. I had known drag queens. I had known trans individuals. When I met Tanisha, I was blown away.
I've heard she was an icon.
She's not just fabulous on stage. She's fabulous right here just all the time.
She has an energy.
It's like the first person I ever met that was just like, you're just glamour just all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? How do I just all the time? You know? So,
work.
But meeting her, she officially never adopted me into Casadines, but that was definitely Grandmama. She acted like it. And
right.
Yeah, she was a really wonderful person. So when it came down to it, me and Sasha had known each other forever and ever, and she had been known as Casadine for a while. When I decided on Casadine, I actually was going through some issues with my drag persona. I had to change. When I became Myster'eo, I was coming from a different persona. I wasn't really sure.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, yeah. Kyrie. We're not going to talk about Kyrie.
Okay, all right.
But I was becoming Myster'eo, and Sasha was like, well, you might as well become a Casadine. We've been friends for 100,000 billion years. You might as well be a Casadine.
Love that.
And I was like, I was like, if you're going to be the mother and you're inviting me, then yeah, I'll be a Casadine.
Period.
But I never actually took that seriously. Like I didn't start using Casadine until after Sasha had Camille and Michelle and Jasmine.
Yeah.
And when I was settling on Myster'eo for sure, not wavering, not thinking I should change it, I should just be Myster'eo. She was like, just do Myster'eo Casadine. And at that point, Camille was like, "Yeah, why are you not a Casadine?" Camille, she's the one. She was like, "What?" She was like, "You're not a Casadine?" And I was like, "Well, I am." And she was like, "No, bitch, change your name." Yeah. So yeah, and that's how Myster'eo was born. Yep.
Period. Period.
How many people are in the House of Casadine?
It's a lot.
Because you have a child now.
I do have a child. I have my first child now.
You have Suture?
Suture Fancy.
Love Suture Fancy.
Yep. My little boo boo. Okay. Okay.
You don't have to put a number on it. I know there's a good.
There's a sizable family. In
I
the
can
Twin
name
Cities
everybody.
alone.
Okay. Camille, Michelle, Jasmine, Daiquiri, Chachi.
Pat, Lori, Shelly, Aaliyah, Rose, Brian.
She's
I
a
know about
Casadine
Chachi
now.
Demure is now a Casadine.
She's
Yeah,
wonderful.
another powerhouse.
Powerhouse.
Who else?
Daiquiri.
Oh wait, yeah, we got Daiquiri.
Dennis. Dennis's performer name is Raja. Yep.
Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Aqua Wolf is in there, right?
Aqua. Thank you. We have Lila.
Ken.
Kendall. Yep. We have Zaya, Myster'eo. Suture. We counted already.
Mm-hmm.
And I said Michelle. I said Jasmine. Yep.
Somewhere in the 10 to 20 range.
Yeah.
I think there are 12 of us.
Okay.
Between
gonna
the
say, that's
kids
what I counted.
and grandkids, I think there are 12 of us.
Period.
Yeah.
That's a very sizable drag family.
It
period.
is. It's
And that's
crazy.
the community too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And we're all so talented. I'm not even trying to toot the Casadine horn, but I'm genuinely proud of my siblings and my grandkids.
No, Sasha sees talent and she's like, come here. Come here.
She do. She really do. I was gonna say, I think, I forget. Like, there were just a couple people where, like, they had won their first work, and Sasha was just like, I want you to be a Casadine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aqua's in that fold.
Aqua. Okay.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how Aqua came into the house. Aqua's one of the
She
ones
was
that
a Thundercat at one point.
Okay, right. Yeah. she
And
was
then
a
I
Thundercat.
believe Tigra dissolved their house.
Okay.
And then Sasha was like, I
Okay.
want you to be my child. Still.
Right. So I heard all that. What I was saying is I didn't even know Sasha and Aqua knew each other.
Yeah, that
Right.
one was out of the blue. I was like, work diva.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do know each other because, like, Aqua's a winner of work and Sasha's a frequent judge of work.
I do
True.
remember Daiquiri won
True.
a work, and then I think Sasha was like, you. Mhm.
You, yes.
So,
She
either
do
way.
she do be watching the work.
She
with
do.
us.
She do. She definitely do.
So yeah, like, what is it like being in the House of Casadine? Like,
What is it like?
It's like in a daily life for y'all, like, meeting
As a
all
large
the time.
drag house.
Actually, honestly, more the opposite. We're all busy.
I believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
believe
honestly,
that.
now that you mention it, I wish we did have more time to get together.
Mm-hmm.
We're always planning stuff, but trying to get everybody in one room at the same time is usually like pulling teeth. However, when Sasha calls a house meeting, most of us make it. We usually don't miss a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But like just, movies or dinner or going to a drag show.
Right,
it's
right,
like
right.
pulling teeth sometimes. But we all work, we all perform,
Yeah.
All living.
But yeah, so not all the time. No, we don't always get together, but a lot of us hang out all the time.
Mm-hmm. I would say the House of Fruit, it's almost every night. It's like, well, we're working on costumes and hair, so the door's open.
You want to chill? You want to
come on in,
drink
and so
wine and sew? Period.
And so they're always here.
Honestly, I think a lot of us are like that too. But yeah, with the way a lot of us work outside of drag, it's just it's difficult.
Absolutely.
But I think we're close. I think we're really
Good.
close people. I genuinely love my siblings and grand siblings.
It's really interesting how the Twin Cities right now is kind of like, there's a lot of different houses like just coming up together and just creating these beautiful
I
families.
think the Casadines and the Stars are the oldest houses.
Yes, if I remember correctly.
As far as drag goes now,
Around
right
here,
now,
yeah.
I guess you're right.
And maybe the Diamonds.
Casadine,
The Diamonds.
The Diamonds. Casadine, Stars, Diamonds. Love. Genevieve. Genevieve has drag children.
I didn't know
She
that.
does.
She
the
does.
Love. Oh, the House of Love.
The Loves. I think the Loves would be the oldest.
Oh,
The
really?
original
Great.
House of Love. Before the cocktail.
Are any of her children still in the cities?
Does Carmen still live here? Is Carmen one of her children?
Carmen Love, yeah.
Yes,
her children.
okay.
Yes, Carmen.
And she moved somewhere.
I think she lives in Duluth now.
Okay.
She's
period.
northern somewhere.
Yeah.
Living her absolute best life.
Good for her.
Yes.
And then Lexi was one of her children as well.
And she lives in Vegas.
She lives in Vegas.
Got you. Yep. She won something and then just went off to Vegas. But I think I don't think she meant to compete, or not meant, but What did she win? She had won something.
She did.
Right before she won.
I don't remember
And
what.
she left mid-pandemic, so like it just was like never like a
It was
proper
kind of in a
sense.
flash, right?
Yeah.
It was all kind of hazy. But I remember because I had heard of her, but I had never seen her perform, and I saw her perform and was like, oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
she can buck and kick and
I was
move
like,
around.
okay, girl, do the damn
Good
thing.
work.
I'm just not remembering. I think the first time I had not really met you, but I believe in 2020, a certain Asher Alexander was putting on some online competition, and we were both in that group chat.
Oh my god.
And I remember being a whole fucking nightmare.
Drama.
What did we all were in it.
He wanted to do like a Drag Race-esque style competition.
Online.
It did happen. I dropped out.
Yeah, he like made the group chat, but then he didn't have any of the planning done.
So here's what happened.
I'll put him on blast. I don't care.
I do know what you're talking about.
He brought Wanda on to help plan because Wanda like just started show planning at that point.
Yeah.
And as you were asking him more questions, such as, okay, where are we getting the prizes from? What are the prizes? Are we going to have a prize for each week? What are we paying people?
And he
got
just got
more
mad.
and more.
He got
like
angry.
he got angry
And,
about
like,
stuff.
abusive.
Those are genuine questions. For
Those
Exactly.
are genuine.
He said, "You're
questions.
undermining me. You're trying to make me look stupid." And I was like, "No, Diva. You have to
No,
answer
Diva.
these."
These are the questions.
I'm trying to be on the same schedule you are.
You formed
You
a
gotta
group.
tell me what's going on.
You made a group chat of the contestants and told them nothing. So, it turned into a whole thing, and he was talking shit about me to people, and I put him on blast.
Oh
and
no!
And I was like,
I don't remember all of that.
I was like,
That's okay. This was like literally 2 months into your career.
I was like 2 or 3 months into drag. Not even in person. It was online. Like it was the pandemic, and I was just like, "You're bullying me over nothing."
out here shading the girls already.
So,
I
if
need
you're
to
watching-
stand for 1 second.
Go stand.
I have a cramp for
Ooh.
mine.
Stand, King.
So if you're watching this, Asher Alexander, I don't care.
Stretch it out.
Um,
So sorry about that.
The funny thing is he came into me afterwards and he's like, "Can you believe what Wanda's doing?" And I'm like, "That's my partner.
yeah,
Can you fuck off?" And he's like, "I can't believe he's wound you up into this." And I'm like, "I have literally been dating him for like 3 years."
No, that's
Like,
that's hilarious. That's another thing about being in a big drag house. People that don't know the tea. It's like, I've had people come right up to me and start talking about some of my siblings, and I'm like, "Oh, that really sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, girl, what do you think?" Well, you know, she's my sister.
that takes some
Like,
balls.
I'm not a huge gossip,
audacity.
but if she asks, I'm gonna let her know that she had something to say. Girl.
Right.
I'm just gonna be honest about it. So,
So,
No shade,
That's
just
so
tea.
funny.
no shade.
That's
just tea.
That's stupid. That's so
I see.
stupid.
No, I've had some people talk shit about us to our drag kids, and they're like, "Why would you tell me that? That's my mother." Like,
Who are your drag kids?
okay, so we've got Annoying, we've got Slayer, we've got
Hell in Heaven.
Helen Heaven,
Love.
Lola Lemon,
Nice.
we've got Mix Sriracha, Anansi the Cunting, and Oxnux. 3 of them are like off and on with drag, but the
Oh,
other
goodness.
5 are doing a lot of drag here and there.
Gotcha. So you
Oh,
just
and
have-
also
you have
Quinn Von
just-
Sin.
Oh, Quinn
not
Von
to
Sin.
forget.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Quinn Von Sin.
Yes, another really good one.
So
Yeah, y'all got some
and they're
power over there.
they're learning quickly. Like we've been teaching them sewing and wig styling, and they're picking it up.
We've
fast.
just been kind of meeting people that we really fuck with, we really vibe with, and just kind of being like, "Hey, do you want to like learn together?"
Honestly and truthfully, that's all you really can do.
That's a good drag family.
You can't do a drag family without being friends.
I fully
Real.
agree.
I think so.
But I think we've capped. We're at 8 people, and we're like, that's enough. 8 drag kids is enough.
We're a little young to have more than that.
Honestly, people, by the time I took suture,
Mm-hmm.
people were saying Camille just pops out kids left and right. She's having babies every 5 seconds.
She only has like 3 kids, right?
Only 3. Only 3.
I don't
No,
actually
he's
know.
not-
I was like,
No, I think
I know
think
Ken, and that's it.
Ken, Zaya, and then I think Gio. It's
Gio.
Ken and Zaya, but for sure she has Ken and Zaya, and I think she does have one more child.
Period.
Word.
I don't remember who that is.
I'd say between the 2 of us, we handle, and like 3 of them are not that active currently, so it's just like It's more like 4 or 5.
Well, and also we're all teaching each other stuff.
Yeah.
Like
It's more a family than
Wanda
anything else.
and I are clearly the bucking, kicking, dancing divas that
And we're gonna
like,
teach them so
split
much.
And yeah, we're gonna teach them so much.
Oh,
No,
Don't worry. You send them right on through the Casadine boot camp. Right together, boo.
We've started doing like a once or twice a month like dance night here.
where literally
Love it.
Annoying teaches us how to dance.
And
Love
Hunky.
and
We bring Hunky in.
Team Annoyingly Hunky. Shout
Yeah.
out.
Yes,
Very
come on,
good
Northern
teams.
Hunky.
Because they're both very good at dancing and they just So
So there's a lot of people wanting to do drag full time, and I know you don't do it entirely full time. But do you have any advice for people that want to do it full time? Because that's a lot.
well, because you do it more than most.
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
say.
thank you.
Yeah, you're both
Thank you for
blessed.
that.
Yeah.
I do feel blessed now.
So what like
You
advice
are
do you
blessed.
have for people wanting to do it full time?
The number one thing I would tell anybody who wants to be a performer of any kind, but specifically drag, it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
You could be the baddest bitch who ever walked. You're not just going to wake up tomorrow and be on a showcast somewhere.
Real.
It's not going to happen. Unless you have the money to do it comfortably, you're not going to take up drag and just blow. I mean, now mind you, some people can.
Some
you
people-
can
some
blow
people
up.
do.
You might post the right picture on Insta and blow the fuck up. You never know.
Shall we
You never
mention
know.
Miss Chachi?
Miss Chachi, she
I was-
came here. And
I was gonna say,
but how
I-
long has she been doing it though?
I don't
Okay.
know. I do not know.
I don't know her full background, but
Mhm.
Chachi is a prime example of someone who came from the ballroom scene.
Yep.
Who got into drag.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She definitely.
Well, and she came in here, she fucking blew the doors off the thing. And now she's a Casadine. She also is a work winner. She has done very, very well.
But that's
Her
still just
pers-
a rare exception.
her
Well-
star is definitely on the rise right now.
Yeah.
Yes,
for sure,
absolutely.
for sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
What was the question?
I'm sorry.
Being a full-time
I do
performer,
realize.
what
Okay.
advice?
So y'all, thank you for saying that. I don't feel like a full-time performer, but that's because I'm still not doing as much as I want to, or as much as I feel like I should be after, so long or whatever. But, yeah, I would say to people coming up who's trying drag for the first time, or who, just recently got into it, or, you want to be a star, you want to be a winner, baby. Drag is hard if you do it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You have to put the time in, and you have to be serious about it. Having said that, drag can't be your end-all be-all when you first start.
No.
And honestly, for a lot of people, it really never can be. But in order to produce good drag, you have to have the money coming from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
true.
if you don't have the money, you have to be able to pick up a needle and thread. And
Glamour does not come from nothing.
Exactly
You have
right.
to. You can't make sugar from shit. You
Nope.
you need somewhere to draw
listen,
the resources.
Grandma's curtains are looking really fabulous right now. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I've seen bitches go right to Target and take duct tape, a hula hoop, and some fabric, and
You can say
produce.
pistachio.
Her name is Pistachio.
Shout out to Pistachio Cream Pie.
She's
our
editor of
editor.
this podcast.
Which
Which I will say, okay, so you are a performer quite a bit. We see you around in a lot of these shows. What is your side gig? What do you do outside of performing to like fund yourself?
so right now I do work for a flip phone. So
Oh, word.
I'm pretty lucky.
Period.
That's actually my job. I do
Love that.
I do the tips. For
Oh,
the flip
yes.
phone. I do the tip bucket thing, and
You bucket babe.
I have a super duper fun job.
That
I
sounds
really
fun.
do. And then I get to manage sometimes too. That's been going on more and more. So that's growing into an even better job.
Nice.
But I don't work full time. Now that we're talking about it, now that we have to make the distinction, I guess I do drag full time, and I work part time.
But you can do that still. You can do part-time and do drag if you...
if you love it enough. True.
I do love it. I do love it. It's crazy. The more I do it, and the more frustrated I get with it, the more I want to do better. The more I want to do. So
There's an interesting infographic that I've seen of like the artist infographic. So for example, your perception of the two lines are the perception of yourself versus your actual skill. So like when your perception of yourself is very high and your skill is like just below that, you're at your lowest point of growth. Whereas your perception of yourself is low and your skill is high, suddenly you're at a very high point of growth. So I guess what I'm saying
Pistachio, make that graphic.
no, I will send it to you, Pistachio. You don't have to make it. But like, because I've seen it on Tumblr.
You can show it here.
You can show it in front of Wanda's face. We've already seen her.
Anyways,
I love you.
What was the point of this graphic?
My point is the more you feel frustrated with your art, the closer you are to a breakthrough. And that's just kind of a thing. It's just like, I'm bored. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't care anymore. I've been doing the same shit for too long. And then suddenly you hit a new stride. I think that's just kind of how it is with art in any art. So like painting, so like drag, so like costuming, any of that. Yeah. That sounds kind of a name now that I'm saying it. But like,
I can be honest. Sometimes I feel a block because since I am blessed enough to get to do brunch, we normally have a theme. It's a theme or an artist or, you know what I mean?
Well, that's very fun. That's very stimulating for an artist, I think.
I always know what my next project is going to be.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
So sometimes I feel stunted because when I'm like, well, what about, just something
for
to
you
have to make for me? Where's my drag going in that direction? Like, I can fulfill the assignment.
Yeah.
You want to do Harry Styles, I'll give you Harry Styles. You need Disney, I'll give you Disney. You want to do Twilight, I'm coming through.
Real.
But if I don't have a theme, what exactly am I doing in drag? You know what I mean? Like, what is my next look gonna be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I find myself struggling with that sometimes. But again, I am blessed to be able to have someone to be like, we're doing this next, we're doing that next. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
What's something that like you haven't been able to, like outside of the themes,
outside of themes.
What's something that you really, 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 really wanted to do in drag, but like,
well, I think that's the point, is that you're struggling to find that, right?
No. I'm just saying, like, what's something that you have wanted to do, but you haven't gotten to do because it hasn't aligned with the themes.
Or you mean look-wise, or you mean like just as far as my career in general on the whole?
Whichever sounds like a better answer.
So in general, on the whole.
On the whole.
Okay, on the whole.
Whole.
I told you I'm a gamer, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I love comic book. If I have the chance to produce my own show, I think every week I will have themes, but they're going to be all comic book and video game related.
I love that.
1 week is going to be all Marvel or DC female characters, and then the next week is only the Fantastic Four or Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean?
The villains and heroes,
exactly.
yes, thereof.
I love cosplay. Cosplay is the one thing that I latched onto that actually put me towards being in drag, being able to be my favorite characters. And then it's like, I don't just have to go to a con, or I don't have to just take pictures. I can actually go somewhere and perform as this character for people, and they'll give me money for that. Like, I get to actually be the Joker, and you're gonna pay me for that?
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I'm there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Have
you gotten to do the Joker before?
The Joker. I feel like here.
I was like, I feel like you would eat the Joker out.
Well, honestly, I used to do the Joker a lot back in the day. And I did a few competitions, which I was gonna talk about a little bit earlier before we saw the camera. But I've done Joker quite a few. Joker is one of my go-tos. That's one of my characters. I haven't done him in so long because I used to do him all the time.
Right.
And I like to save Joker for, it's like, oh, can you fill in tonight? Do you know what you're going to do? Oh, I don't. I'll pull out Joker. Nice. I know I can tear it up.
You can serve. I
can serve it, yeah. Yes. And it won't be too hard to do.
Period.
But I love caricatures. I love cosplay. I love being able to make certain costumes from scratch, or like thrifting, and then still make it look like the character, as opposed to just boring and
I was gonna say, so do you sew primarily, or do you modify primarily? I suppose it's both, right?
I have made a few garments from scratch for myself.
Right.
I do mostly modify. I'm a thrifter.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Now, again, I'm blessed to be able to order a lot of the stuff that I want to wear. I don't really even have to make my own stuff anymore. And we have such a good community. I have a tendency to try to buy drag off of people. And because I can modify stuff, I'll buy your dress right off of you. And the next time you see it, it'll be a jacket.
And you're going to chop it up, and then it'll be a jacket. You make lapels. Yeah.
Top hat, shoes. Like, it's a lot you can do.
I love that.
Actually, like a jacket, top, hat, and shoes out of this fabric would be kind of pussy.
I love it. This is giving me very Barbie.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
That was kind of the goal. Yeah, I found this at SR Harris, and I was like, let's make a little 60s mod dress.
We love it.
I found this necklace that says "sexy" at a thrift store, and I was like, yeah.
.com.
Yeah. .com.org / /hashtag cunt. That's it. That's the end.
We're gonna take a quick little break, and we'll be right back.
A quick word from our sponsors. Bye! This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Inkception. Custom stickers the easy way. Inkception offers custom die-cut stickers that are perfect for all your sticker merch needs. Drag Me the Spoon has been a proud customer of Inkception for years, and we are so excited to have them sponsoring the podcast. Right now, Inkception is running sticker specials that you do not want to miss out on, such as 100 3x3 stickers for just $37 or 250 for just $65. These stickers are the bee's knees. They're incredibly weatherproof, dishwasher safe so you can put them on your water bottles, and they have a 4-day turnaround on orders if you need stickers in a pinch. Plus, use code DRAG for 20% off any other custom sticker orders, not applicable to the above mentioned deals. Big thank you to Inkception for sponsoring the podcast. This episode of the Drag Me with a Spoon podcast is brought to you by Stone Crazy, your go-to destination for all things bling and costume embellishments. Are you ready to add some sparkle to your life? That's right, Stone Crazy offers a dazzling selection of rhinestones, fringe, and rhinestone rope, along with the essential tools and glues to make your creative projects shine. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a fashion designer, or just someone looking to add a touch of glamour, Stone Crazy has you covered. Stone Crazy is proud to be a queer POC-owned business based in the heart of Minnesota. By supporting Stone Crazy, you're not only getting high-quality embellishments, but you're also supporting diversity and inclusivity in the crafting community. So why wait? Visit Stone Crazy today at stonecrazymn.com and start adding some serious bling to your life. Use code DRAGSPOON for 20% off your purchase as well. Remember, it's not just about the rhinestones, it's about making a statement. Get crazy bling at Stone Crazy. Hey there. Want to sponsor the podcast? Want to have a silly little ad in the middle of the episode? Want to be a goofy girl and give me money to keep producing this podcast? Well, for just $20, you can have a spotlight to promote whatever. Got a show coming up? A service or skill like stoning? Or just have a sickening picture you want to show off? We'll promote it for you. Don't have an ad but love the podcast? You can still sponsor us and we'll give you all our love on the pod. Send us an email at dragmewithaspoon@gmail.com to become a sponsor now.
And we're back.
Hi! Anyways, welcome back.
Have you ever done any pageants?
I have not actually competed in a pageant yet.
Really?
I want to do one this year.
Period.
Or I guess at this point, next year.
No, that's true.
What would be your first choice?
Honestly, I'm a go big or go home type of guy. So I feel like for my first pageant, I want to do something like something I 100% don't expect to win.
Okay.
I really want to do Gay America.
Ooh.
I really want to do it because I would love to go there. I would love to win.
Oh yeah.
But I would love to go there and then just slay. And then it's like no matter where I place, I want everybody to be like, "Who is that? Come back, bitch. Who is he?" You know what I mean?
I could see you rocking Mr. Gay 90s. I mean, that's coming up in October.
Honestly, so that's coming up. I was going to say, that might be my first pageant.
That would be a fun trial run for you, too. Getting into Mr. Well, you said Mr. Gay America? Mr.
Yeah, Gay America.
Period.
Yeah. Or, I would love to do Black Gay America.
Period.
But yeah, I want to do Gay America. I know the thing about Gay America is that if you don't have the right body type, you've got to bring it in other categories. So,
do you have the right body type?
I feel like I can. By
the
time I go, I will.
You're somewhere between twink and twonk. You can get it. Period.
Twink, twonk, and twas.
Because I think
Not twas.
I'd love to see more drag kings doing Mr. Gay 90s because I feel like it's a lot of like the male entertainers and not so much.
I think Dick Von Dyke did it last year.
I think so. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if Suture tried it soon because I feel like
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
feel like he could also work it very well. I think you could as well. It would be
together.
Honestly,
father-son
more people that already do
I would
drag.
slay Suture, but
I think that was in the Bible once, right? The father killed the son.
Father slayed his son. Yeah. Smart.
But no, that's actually part of the reason why I don't like to do competitions. I feel like because I'm part of such a big family, and we are a powerhouse. We are pretty much talented. I haven't done a lot of stuff because I don't want to compete with my siblings, and it's nothing. I have no issue with competing with them.
I have no issue destroying them.
No issue at all. But I am competitive. Like I said, I'm a gamer. I am super duper competitive.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Part of why I don't or haven't done pageants yet is because I'm competitive.
Yeah.
You were asking about my history and how I started doing drag. When I first solidified in my mind as a local performer, whatever that was, I was mostly doing competitions. I was doing little stuff. They might have just been little weekend things, maybe not pageants, but just like little stuff.
Yeah. Did you do an open stage ever?
Yeah, I used to do open stages.
Period.
All the time. Yeah, you gotta.
Were you a Drag Evolution person?
Like at Lush? No.
See, those are one of the ones. The only one that I think y'all may know that I know I did that had a major title, or I don't know. I don't know if it's major.
It was. If it's go ahead.
Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, Drag Me to Hell.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell back when it was at Lush, and then I did it one time way back when it first came to Saloon.
Period.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan.
I have a video on my Facebook if you ever want to look of me doing my Joker number during it.
And that was a lip sync competition.
It was a lip sync competition.
Yeah.
Yes. And the people that advanced from week to week, you would get to do a single number in between competing and everything. Drag Me to this one was really cute back in the day. So.
Nice.
But yeah, I used to always have to do talent nights and little competitions and stuff. I never did work, but those types of competitions, when I first started performing and doing everything, that's all I could really get. And then
that's how it is.
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. But I guess I started impressing people and was able to start doing stuff. So now I actively try not to do those things.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a fucking powerhouse dancer. Period. Not even like, oh, thank you. And I was like, foot up here, head here. Like, wham! I just remember you at the Mario
Where
brunch.
do y'all think these cramps are coming from?
It do be like that sometimes.
Well, it's time
whenever you need us to pause for anything, you let us know. Okay, period.
I am a talker.
It is time for my favorite part of the podcast. It is called the quick tips of drag. So what are 3 quick tips you would give to any performer, new or experienced, that you think are really important?
Things that have helped you in drag the whole time, things that have helped whatever. It's just stuff that has helped you in drag, mentally.
Okay, tip number 1, especially for new performers. Don't be afraid to thrift. Don't be afraid to take something ugly and make it fab.
So true.
Right. Yeah. So don't be afraid to shift.
Don't be afraid to shit.
Don't be afraid to shit on these hoes. You better shit. Listen, if you thrift it right, you will shit. Trust me.
Girl, you better shit.
So yes, thrift. Don't be afraid of hand-me-downs, but just remember, don't take anything off the rack and wear it as is. Do something to it. Add your name. Do anything. Some extra glitter, some extra sparkles. Yeah. Make it your own. Don't get your mother's gown and then put on your mother's gown without changing it, because then it'll just be you in your mother's gown.
Real.
True.
One tip that Julia Starr taught me, and I had seen other queens do it. I've seen so many queens do it, but it never occurred to me to start doing it because I didn't always wear super long hair for I love long hair now.
Oh, yeah.
I have to. Like, Myster'eo has long hair.
You work it.
Right,
okay,
you work
it.
Duct tape. You put your cap on, your wig cap, and then you use the duct tape. Now, it's not great for the edges sometimes.
No. Yeah, it'll pull out your hair.
But it's great for the bobby pins.
It's so great for the bobby pins. So if you like big wigs or long hair, if you want to toss it for everything, you duct tape you duct tape the cap to your scalp, and then you flip the tape, and then you roll it around that same line and tape it, so that way when you put the wig on, it'll stick to your scalp. Then you bobby pin underneath what's attached to your skin.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
I've been meaning to do it. I don't move like that, so I don't need to.
Sasha doesn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how she keeps her wigs.
Especially her little pussycat wigs.
I was like,
keep those
she's
on.
well, she's a walk and bark diva.
No, she's not. She does choreo.
You know what?
Stunts.
I'm so sorry, Sasha. That was
The Sasha Casadine disrespect on this.
She does this,
much.
bam. She does
say
the bam. She does the.
It wasn't me, girl. I didn't. But okay, so yeah.
I don't know anything about performing. I just sing.
Thrifting, duct tape.
And number 3.
And number 3, practice, but do not be afraid to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You people will go on stage and think they are just doing it, and it's like you just want to be like,
like, hey diva. So how do you think that went? All right. Well, here's how I think that went.
Yeah.
I've gotten approached like that after a show, and which is fair enough because there have been a couple shows where I'm like, I was serving.
I feel like we've told the story already, but my favorite was when she was singing the song and she was wearing pumps, and later that night Mars comes over and she's like, is Ava drunk? And I was like, no, she's wearing pumps.
hilarious.
And the thing is
Hilarious.
I cannot walk in pumps. So guess what? I got strappy pumps. That's my solution. I bought some strappy pumps from Pleaser, and that's my solution.
You
But yes,
practice.
Practice your numbers.
And something I actually learned from another King performer is get uncomfortable shoes to practice walking in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
How
get
uncomfortable?
the highest, tallest,
Bullshit
whatever
shoes.
you can wear. You know
The
what I'm saying?
fuck-ass shoes.
Wear the things that you're not actually going to wear on show.
Okay.
That'll, when you finally put on the comfortable shoes, you can twirl in them. You get what I mean?
And knowing
Okay.
when she started drag, she bought like the 6 or 8 inch pleasers, and she walked on carpet.
Yep.
And she said, once I can do that, I can do anything.
Yep.
And
Practice.
she's very
You're
good at
talking.
moving.
Are you an anime fan? You strike me as an anime fan.
I do. I like certain. I do.
I was like, you're striking me as the Rock Lee leg weights, like dropping them suddenly, and then you're gonna.
I do love Rock Lee.
Yes.
I like that for Myster'eo because I feel like a lot of people who don't know me underestimate me. They're like, oh, what do you bring to the table? And it's like, okay, I may not be the best at whatever you want to say, but I slay when I hit the stage.
And you know what that is? Twink representation. Period.
mean?
You've not watched Naruto.
I don't know what you're talking
She doesn't know the lore. Whatever. She's not a Genjutsu fan.
Fire style, fireball jutsu.
Sure. So where can people find you?
For the most part, you can catch me at Flip Phone Drag Brunch. You will be seeing more of me at the Gay 90s.
Oh.
At the show, I know they did for the holidays, Hum for the Holidays, which was the male entertainer show.
Yes.
Are they doing more male entertainer shows soon, or? I think
I actually don't know.
That's okay.
I was intending on being on Ladies of the Femme. I know I tend to.
You've been snapping a lot in my face.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm lucky. See, that's another thing. It's not always what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know.
I've been around so long. Even before I did drag, I was an assistant and I was a backup dancer and I did all that other stuff. And I was in ballroom.
And you're a fabulous performer. Period.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But after knowing so many people, like I know so many people now. Like I may not be casted anywhere.
Yeah.
But I have people have a tendency to call me when they need to fill in for someone. Ooh. Oh, such and such is sick. Can you be there? Right. Yeah. Or, I forgot that I have a photo shoot. We want you to.
That in and of itself is a talent.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Knowing people and
knowing people.
Yeah, knowing people.
And also just being known as a talented individual that can turn it out at a moment's notice.
Well, yes, and that's what I was gonna say. I appreciate about being in that role. I know that people know that if they need somebody in a pinch, I'll come and deliver every time.
Period.
So yeah, you're doing flip phone events. You're potentially performing with the Ladies of La Femme a little bit more. And then what are your social media handles?
Myster'eo Casadine. I recently turned Myster'eo into an LLC.
Ooh.
Yes, as you should.
Yes.
Going to be looking into making that bigger than that. You know,
You better
keep going. I forgot what the different after LLC is, but
that's
I want to
smart
make it a
for
business.
tax reasons, baby.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
And
But-
you're at Myster.eo.
It's my name. Okay, so and my name is another thing itself.
Oh, well, we forgot to ask about where you got your name.
So, flat out period. When I was trying to revamp myself and come up with a name, I was thinking about my favorite comic books and cartoons and things like that. Spider-Man. I grew up being a huge, gigantic Spider-Man fan, and one of my favorite villains was Myster'eo.
Oh, I forgot about that villain.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like a huge comic book person, and so this like you saying that is a gag to me because now I finally like it clicks. I get who Myster'eo is.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. And then I just felt like it was perfect because it goes right into the cosplay thing and
It
and all
does.
that.
It's multifaceted.
Yep. I did the spelling based off of my real name, which I won't say here. But
No dead name. No government names here.
No dead names. My initials are E.O., which is how everyone knows me now.
EO.
So I wanted to work E.O. into Myster'eo, and I was like, oh,
Well, there we go.
interesting. And
I was gonna say 'cause everybody that we know that knows you calls you EO. So
yeah.
period. So that's what you preferred to be called, as long as like somebody knows you.
I mean, yeah. For those who don't know, like I think this might be your first time hearing it. I normally go by Blizzo. Blizzo is my nickname.
Right, I've heard that one too.
Everyone that really knows me, like Genevieve knows me as Blizzo. Anyone who's known me for a long time know me as Blizzo.
Like the snowplow.
I mean, so that's a funny joke. Genevieve calls me Blizzard. Yeah, when we met, it was in the winter, and then we had this one night where we were together, and it was like a snowstorm. And she was like, "This is your fault. The snowstorm is your fault. You're a blizzard." And then ever since then, she just started calling me Blizzard.
Period.
But yeah, people like Sasha calls me Blizzo, and
Cute.
you know most of the drag family now calls me Blizzo. But sometimes like we'll be out, and people are like, "Oh, Blizzo," or they'll be like, "Oh, go find Blizzo," and they'll be like, "Who is that?" And they'll be like, "EO," and they'll be like, "Oh, who?"
Battery died. Moving on.
Battery died. We're back.
So your social media handles.
My social media handles after talking about my name forever. It's Myster'eo Casadine. So Facebook is Myster'eo Casadine. My Insta is Myster.eo. So my name is spelled like my stereo. I hated it at first, but now it's so funny to me.
I love it.
MYSTE.
It's so much easier, especially when I do my email. I say it's spelled Myster'eo Casadine. Myster'eo.Casadine. Like if I have to type it in, it's like, oh, how do you spell it? It's Myster'eo.
Myster'eo.
Yeah, all one word, and it should be just fine. But funny about my name is I don't care how people pronounce it. I think it's funny. It's kind of campy to have it be pronounced two ways. Certain people like to say it one way, other people like to say it the other way. I introduce myself as Myster'eo.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you want to say Mr. EO, that also works.
It does kind of work.
Right?
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Mr. EO. I'm Mr. Purple.
I'm just Mr. Cellophane. Should have
Really?
my name. But yeah, that's it. So Myster.eo is my Insta. It's Myster'eo Myster''EO Casadine Cassadine on Facebook. I am also on Twitter, same spelling. I don't really use Twitter that much.
Yeah, it's coming down.
Are you a shit poster?
Oh, I'm not, but I will look at pretty much anything. If it's funny or hot, I'm looking at it.
Period.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. For the
thank you for
podcast.
joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed being here. I really appreciate y'all.
It was a lovely Kiki. Thank you. We
thanks
appreciate
for,
y'all joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
And until next time, be gay, do crimes, take your PrEP, and we'll see you very soon.
And penis,
Okay.
vagina. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Stay tuned for messages from our sponsors.